and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Gov.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny and you probably shit yourself a lot and you're no fun to be with and you don't make that much money and you're not going anywhere in show business and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Let's give a big shout out to Tony Walker.
Tony Walker, who's a friend of mine.
Tony Walker!
Tony Walker!
Tony Walker, everybody. Stand up, Tony. Where are you? Tony Walker! Thank you so much, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Walker. Our favorite. We love you.
Knockem Dead Comedy Show.
Let's give a big shout out to Tony Walker.
Tony Walker, who's a friend of mine.
Tony Walker.
Tony Walker.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's Friday, baby. It is Friday. Andy's here. Andy will be back here tonight. Go see him in the Giggle Room, baby. It's the Knockem Day Comedy Show. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. Please follow the Facebook page and like it and all that stuff. And then subscribe to follow the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the thumbs up and all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support as always. And please, if you're going to comment, feel free to do it on Facebook, but we monitor the comments on YouTube. So if you want us to see your comment and read it and say your name and converse with you like John Rusiello just did, then do so on the YouTube page, the YouTube channel, please. Good morning, John. So all right, so you missed yesterday's show completely?
Yeah, I saw kind of like the beginning, maybe like 5 minutes in to like 15 minutes in.
I don't think I showed this video. Right? Did you not see this?
I didn't.
All right, so that is our friend Jackson Gillies.
Right. Okay.
You remember Jackson?
Yeah.
So I feel the need to fill you in. So
I think that was the part that I saw. Okay, is that he was in town and he
didn't come by.
But see, the thing I was actually going to say was when he said he was coming in town, what did you respond?
I said, you better get your ass on this show, and he said, oh, of course.
Oh, okay. I just wanted, because it was unclear from what I had seen as to what.
And then, did you see the other day with Fremder? Because
Fremder, yes, I saw, and that's what I'm saying. It's been spotty this week because work has been a little nuts. That Fremder saw him on a plane.
He was sitting right behind him on a plane.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Jackson. I called him in the middle of the show, and I left him a voicemail, and I said, you came to New York. You didn't come in the show. I said, then you go back on a plane and you're watching the Suicide Squad while eating a banana. So he did call me later that day, and I had a nice chat with him, actually. And he was like, how in the world did you know that? And I kept him. It was a good 5 minutes. And totally. And then eventually I told him. But before he called me, he sent me this, okay? Now, I played this video yesterday on the show. This video did not make sense to me when I first got it because I didn't hear it. And then, sure enough, I play it here, and I hear the audio better.
And you have intellectual processing issues.
Well, that's true, too. But, yeah, wait till you hear what he did. So I played this video yesterday.
Whose gigantic head was in these fucking earphones?
My brother.
Oh, my God. They were so... It was like... I was swimming in them. I was like...
Yeah, my brother. All right, so here we go. And I showed you guys this video yesterday. Here it comes.
Nice. That was the perfect part.
It really is.
Great facial expressions, too, Jason.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm fucking for it.
So he sent me that. And I didn't even realize till I was on the air yesterday playing that video. I was like, holy shit, he farted. Which I thought was the greatest thing.
Oh, it's a cute fart.
So he, but he said that he's coming back in July.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to come on the show then. I can't stand when people who do shows in here send me texts between 11 and 12:30. I hate it.
Who is it this time?
It's usually Hirschman.
No, I know.
Today it's not.
That was last week. He did it multiple times.
Yes. Yesterday I just ignored it until after the show. Okay. John Brecco. And now he's doing it again now.
Well, he might be caught in traffic.
Well, he's not coming.
Okay,
that
sounds like a problem for his doctor.
Well, true, especially since he's a newlywed.
Maybe it's retrograde ejaculation. That's where it goes down the wrong way into your bladder.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll tell you which famous Long Island comedian, I use famous in a very derisive way, sarcastic, who has that. I'll tell you off.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. All right. John Brecco is not coming, but he is doing his show. We're doing it on
remotely.
Zoom. Yeah. So he's got his show, Hot Tag Takes. That's the name of it that he's been doing out of Jersey with his co-host PJ Morin. And then they started bringing it here. They've done it, They've been here, since March or April or something?
Oh, yeah. It's been a couple of months, yeah.
He just tells me last week he did not want it to be called Hot Tag Takes. Like I was like, I've been putting the graphics up. Like, how did you not? He said, no, we call this show, when we come to New York, we call that show Jersey Stench.
Obviously had never put those two words together in your presence is what I'm guessing.
Either that or I just wasn't listening. But
you know what? It's a toss-up. That's a coin flip for sure.
But he didn't give me any. He didn't give me any graphics. He didn't give me So how was I supposed to know that? So today, but you guys, I've been telling you for a few weeks now. We've been having technical difficulties here, so we will attempt Jersey Stench today at 1:00 remotely.
So I was wondering, because you're burning through like all the other shows, kind of thing.
Right?
Can you create new shows?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Mike O'Toole, and I'm not saying this in a bad way.
He's got a schedule.
He knows what he's doing, and he doesn't like people messing with it, unless he says, "Go ahead, you do it." But I'll be honest, I'm
reticent to try.
Well, a little bit, because and that's why we're having these technical difficulties, because I know if I just did a blanket update on the computer, then certain things wouldn't work.
Right.
And there is a way to just update certain things that I don't know how to do, so I don't want to mess with it.
I'm right there with you.
And I'm mainly a button pusher on this thing.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, I know a few things here, but I'm not very good at it. And yeah, Mike, he has his way, he has his system, so he doesn't like people just experimenting. Again, unless he says, "Go ahead and try this."
At least you're not hideous.
Oh, I'm hideous.
No, you're not good looking, but you're not hideous either. So you have some saving qualities. You could keep putting yourself down about button pushing.
Oh, wait a minute. Laura Patton commented, "Andy, I need to get in there." Yes, well, we need to get in there.
Don't get caught, because she'll probably send 30 and
that's a lot of Tony splaining going on. Fart clips, like Melania says, be best. If Laura Patton sent me a fart video, I think I'd play that probably the whole 90 minutes of this show. That would be fantastic. I have to come visit you guys. Yes, you do. Working out the kinks with the new gig, but heading to the beach today.
Nice.
Ooh. And then she says, "Andy," just like that, with a lot of exclamation points. Andy.
That's usually how people refer to me.
I have a whole bit about retrograde ejaculation. It should be a category in Tinder. Speaking of going to the beach, Laura, where are you going? Jones Beach, or I don't know? She's Rockville Center. I don't know. They go to their own beaches. Did you see? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
From when I lived in Astoria, we used to go.
Still go to Jones Beach?
We would go to Jones Beach.
Uh-oh.
This is gonna be her.
Yeah, it's definitely her. And I hope she farts over the phone.
Come on, you better. That's what you got, fart clips?
Please send us a clip of you farting. I would play that for the whole show.
I can't. My butt's in my starfish.
I was going to say, has it completely closed yet?
I know.
It's on its way. On its way.
I know a girl who can queef on command. Can you do that?
No. We have a whole... I have to come visit you, and there's so much stuff I can tell, but I was told by Teddy no one wants to hear comics talk about women farting, so...
I'm going to disagree with that.
I went for a dephography. Do you know what a dephography is?
No.
Oh. Basically, you're shitting in an MRI tube. It's terrible.
They make you shit in an MRI tube.
Yeah, it's like
you
clank,
sit
clank,
on top of it?
clank, push, clank. It's terrible. It's really bad.
You know what I was thinking is, with your butthole closing so much, I bet if you could get yourself to fart, you could probably shatter a crystal glass.
Nice.
I could possibly. It's really, the answer is, it's a breakdown of my rectal pelvic floor muscles.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, see? Nothing funny about that.
No, you totally got us.
No, it's hilarious.
I'm on wait lists all over Long Island because apparently that they're in demand.
Wait, do you need a butthole transplant?
I need a butthole physical therapist.
Guys, what we're saying out there is please sign the back of your licenses so people like Laura can get a cadaver butthole. to fix this
In
problem.
the arms of a
Yeah.
stranger. Oh, I'm going to have a fundraiser from my butt.
Every
My busted starfish.
A butt raiser.
every 45 days, somebody's butthole closes completely.
We'll get Sally Struthers to do your commercial.
I take Lincest, and then I have to track on my calendar when I poop. So I have poop emojis on my calendar. It's a whole thing.
Oh, nice.
There's nothing funny about it. I find it hilarious, but to translate it to the stage, no.
Oh, yeah.
We're losing people.
Can you give
But,
us daily
it's a
updates
thing.
so we can report it on this show?
This
We could. So right now, all 8 listeners, which I think 3 of them are us, I'm on the hunt for a pelvic floor rectal therapist and biofeedback. That's what we're looking for.
So
I'm on 2 wait lists, one with Mount Sinai and one with Northwell. And I was able to get an appointment with one at the end of July.
See, I thought that's why she was with Teddy all the time. I thought he was one of those.
Yeah.
No, he's not a rectal therapist.
I heard
Speaking
he,
of Teddy, though, can I brag? Can I comedy brag for a
of
minute?
course.
Why not?
Guess who was Teddy's +1 to the Keith Robinson VIP premiere on
Carla.
Monday? No, you dick.
All right,
Mia.
Mike. Oh,
Mia.
that makes sense. I had one more guess. It wasn't going to be you, but you should have given me my one more guess.
Who's Mia? She said
Mia.
That's Long Island for
Yes,
me.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mia.
No, I could have so much
Oh,
to
my
tell you.
God.
I should have came in today, but it's sunny out, so I'm going to go to the beach.
It's a nice
I went to
breeze today.
Tribeca. I could tell you about the Bratz premiere.
Andy
I went
tries
last
Becca
night.
every night.
Yeah. I
See
try
what I did
Becca's
there?
patience.
I tried Becca. Becca. I'm not retarded. No, you can't do that anymore. I'm canceled. No, Becca is.
The
No,
film
I went last
festival.
night to the David Chase Sopranos documentary, and they had the 25th anniversary, and they had like a whole panel.
Nice.
It was wonderful.
Did
I had a
you-
very good New York week.
Did you meet David Chase, or did you see De Niro walking around?
De Niro was De Niro Con. That was a different track that I was on, but I didn't meet. But Friday night, when I went to the Bratz premiere, I saw up close and personal Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Ali Sheedy, and
I didn't realize they were in the Brats.
John Cryer. Yeah, not the Bratz dolls. That's
Yeah,
what you're
okay, because my
thinking.
daughters really didn't get into that. It was
Yeah, no, the Bratz is throwing off people. The Bratz is a documentary about how Andrew McCarthy had a tough life after that New Yorker article came out in 1985,
right,
talking about and dubbed them the Brat Pack.
right.
Right. Yep.
So he went around. So it was Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, Ali Sheedy.
Right.
It's very good.
And I thought he was actually, in all seriousness, I thought he was the most talented one. I thought he was a very good
He
actor.
was.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really listen. They left out addiction out of the whole thing. I think fucking cocaine is really what derailed their career, not so much as the article and the New Yorker. But who am I to say? Because Demi Moore, survived it, but they felt like they came at them hard, and Emilio and Andrew McCarthy especially thought that they were passed up on serious roles because of their, being part of that ensemble. And they actually passed on movies to work together. So they considered Timothy Hutton like the grandfather, like the father of all
Right.
Brat Packers. And then you could split hairs about who's really Brat Pack. Andy's a hair young, but like you put Matthew Modine in it, you put
Well,
Matthew Broderick,
that was
you put
also
Tom
true
Cruise.
about the original Rat Pack. Like there were associate members, if you will, of the original
correct.
Rat
So
Pack.
Shirley
So
MacLaine, Make It,
Right.
Lawford, like that whole thing.
Joey Bishop, right?
Right, but the nomenclature Rat Pack didn't hurt them professionally, where these guys felt like
Yeah. Right.
it did. And none of them talked about it for like 30 years. So it's actually a
Right.
documentary that Andrew McCarthy made. And then he confronted the guy who wrote the article. He was like, guy's like, well, maybe there was collateral damage. Like, and then I went back and read the article, and it was not a nice article, but they were all like entitled guys.
Right.
And then Emilio left with a stripper in his port. Like, it was a bitter, like, New York theater guy writing, a New York columnist writing about these guys having this charmed life in 1985. So
Yeah, well,
it was
that's
good.
it's the
was
shit
really
that
good.
comes with all of that too. So-
Yeah, like and explain it like you don't need to work. And then Molly Ringwald did not participate, but I just listened to her on I listen to her on Mark Maron, and so she's like a translator now. She translates books like French literature to English, and
wow.
she's got a full life, and she lives upstate New York. And then Judge Nelson wanted no part of it. He was like, absolutely not. I have nothing to discuss. So he did not.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really good. I think it comes out on Hulu today, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, cool.
So that, and then I saw. Do you guys listen to Criminal by any chance? That podcast?
No.
It's lovely. It's a lovely one. I just found it late with this girl, Phoebe. I can't remember her last name. But it doesn't matter. But it was a live reading of that with Melissa McCarthy, and that was interesting.
Very nice.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
And then, do you watch Hacks?
I don't watch anything. Yeah, like that's my life.
That's a show.
About to do it tonight.
Governors come for your fundraising event. No, stop it. It's not hacky. If Les Bayer's not there, it's not hacky. No, Hacks a TV show. So the young comic on it, Hannah Einbender.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't expecting.
Who was actually Lorraine Newman's daughter.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. She did a stand-up special. So it was her stand-up special and then a panel with her.
Oh, cool.
And I realized I have nothing in common with 28-year-old comics, but that's okay. Nothing.
I want to see. I want to see the
Liz,
Jim
I'm
Henson
friend-
documentary. Did you see that?
Oh, it's so good. It's
I
really
haven't
good.
seen it
And if you go to the Museum of the Moving Image, they had a Henson installation, and it was so good it's there permanently. It's really good.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, Laura, I've expanded that joke. The Muppet.
What about retrograde ejaculation?
No, the Muppet joke.
Oh, listen, there's something in there, Andy. So the retrograde ejaculation, actually, I was vetting it with Chris Monty and Peter Bales and Mary and Michelle on a Sunday night. And so I think retrograde ejaculation is a plus for the older women out there in the dating game. Because I said, as a lady, you have this like complicated relationship with goo over your years. Like in the beginning, you're like, keep it away from me. You're so silly.
Yeah.
And then later you're like, I need it to make a baby. And then you're like, older, you think it's time. You're like, yeah, give it to me. Goo. And now you're older, you're like, what? You don't goo? That's a plus.
Right. I think it's
I don't have to worry about my
step.
teeth. I don't need to make a mess.
It's a step towards piss porn, though.
It's a step towards what?
Piss porn.
Not really. I don't think so. I think in the, like if I was on Tinder, if I can check, do I have retrograde ejaculation? I bet you a lot of ladies in their 50s would be like, I'll date that guy.
Oh, okay.
You still finish, you just don't make a mess.
Yeah. This guy lied on his profile, said he had retrograde ejaculation. Tell that to my dry cleaner.
You would know right away. Like my friend Rick
on
had it because it's anybody that had prostate surgery. Basically, that's why you have it. And Rick said when he's done, he has a gun that comes out just says bang.
That's nice.
Actually, his joke is funnier than that. And he's like, yeah, I can't come. The doctor's like, listen, as a result, you're not going to be able to ejaculate. And as Rick goes, for what I pay these guys, they don't care. And I think I stepped on the punchline, but you get the gist.
Yes.
For what I pay them. I got to come in and, so let's focus for the other 5 people that are listening. Keith Robinson, Different Strokes, is phenomenal documentary. I think it came out yesterday?
No, yesterday was
so
Thursday.
Good. So good.
I guess we don't care.
What, you don't care about when? It's out already. It's out now.
Oh,
no,
okay.
It's really good.
Have you seen that Dancing for the Devil?
I didn't love it, but I did.
Oh my God! It blew my. I started watching it to make fun of it, and then
they annoyed me. I don't think it was I hate when you lure me into a 4-parter. And come on, I can't.
No, I thought it was great because they used the pretty white girls to turn it into the Korean girls story.
Right, the Korean girl and the daughter.
Because
and
nobody's gonna. I feel like most people aren't gonna watch the documentary about the Korean girl, but start it with some pretty white girls, and now you the real terribleness of it.
I don't know why they have to take so many episodes. Like, did you watch the one about the guy with the cult? I think that was on Max. That's another. I'm like, can we just get to the point?
I really only watch YouTube videos anymore, to be honest.
Oh, I only watch TikToks about Karen Reed, about that court case in Boston. That's really what I just watch now. But
what
do you know about that court case?
No.
That's the one who is that the one who pushed that lady?
No, this is the one they said that the girlfriend ran over her boyfriend. It was like Boston cops drinking.
Right.
But she had bank, and she hired these amazing lawyers, and they're going through all the text messages of the cops.
Oh man! I got to see that because I remember reading the article, the original article.
Theater. The girl had IBS, and it's just like for some reason they like have like a hard on this lady because this guy died at a cop's house, so they're trying to be like, she did it, and like she had IBS. They're like, yeah, she's got a fucking broken balloon knot. It's so bad, and the guy is reading it in court testimony.
I actually have a couple of audio drops from a lot of the court cases I've watched, like that have YouTube videos of, and like where they're having to like be like, she said, "Fuck you, you bitch," like just to have like a lawyer read it in court.
So I said CUNT. No, sir. Can you read? Yeah. I called her a cunt.
Yeah, dude, I love that shit.
Carol, go ahead.
You got to watch it because then there's this guy, Turtle Boy, that they're saying it's a whole conspiracy to get her. So all these, I'm telling you, it will take you down a dark path, and there's so many people doing analysis of it, but it's fucking, if you just go to the lead, Proctor is the guy's name, the lead investigators, his text messages, 3 days on the stand reading them.
Oh, wow.
Now there's like a internal affairs thing, and his wife's involved. He had one with his sister, and he's like, she'll have to send me a present when this is over. Oh, it's so bad.
Dude, it's
so
not
bad.
the crime, it's the cover-up. It's always the cover-up.
Cover-up.
I think we're going to find that with Rex, too, personally.
No.
Yes.
I actually don't think that there's a cover. I think it was incompetence. Like what kept all of this was incompetence.
But then I think they tried to cover up the incompetence.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Listen, I think the fact that they made news about Burke and that whole horse shit, and he was a perv. I think Suffolk, and then was it Spada who had to step down?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. All those guys.
Manifesto. It's Rex.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you on that. But there are other crimes that were committed that are not directly related to death. That
Yes. And I hosted, where was I, Gov last Thursday, and I led because when the news came out about 2 more women.
Right.
So I led with Long Island. Rex is putting up some big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's Netflix range. We're gonna get a documentary. Look at us.
Well, I've been saying it when they first pinched him, and they only had the 4 or 6, 4. And I was like, what about the other? Like everybody's like, hey, we got him, and it's like, great, that's half of just. What
I was
you
like,
found.
no, I go. Rex is putting up he's putting up Bundy numbers. I go, this is docu-series. Come on, Long Island.
His wife she's already signed a documentary deal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, that was probably like 2 months ago. They said...
Yeah, she needed the money.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Like
She needed to clean that
Blue.
house up, yeah. Yeah, absolutely right.
We don't know who's going to play him, though.
Cray.
Who would play him? Oh, that's a good one. Who would play him?
I don't know. Someone said John Goodman, but John
Sam
Goodman's
Talent.
going home now.
Sam Talent.
Oh, that's a good
Sam
one.
Talent.
Sam Talent is a comedian.
He's fucking amazing. He's out in Denver.
Look him up on YouTube. He's very
dude,
funny.
You'll he's so fucking smart. Like
he
he's
does
written
kind
He
of
books.
looks a little young to play Rex, though.
Oh my god! Like they don't have makeup.
All right, calm down, easy.
No, I mean
It's
it's the silliest thing to say ever.
Good thing you're not here. I think he would smack you. He's so mad right now.
Because then I'd smack him back.
I'm phantom punching where you would be sitting.
I'm going to punch you.
Right,
no, okay, we'll discuss that. So I will come in. We'll have an agenda next time. So it's not Tony really boring.
Schedule Tony time in there.
I'll bring the pillow. I did bring the pajamas last time. I just forgot to put them on. But I did. I actually brought pajamas.
We can't have Tony being like, so this guy was supposed to come in, then he was on a plane, then like I saw him and I was like, dude, are you coming in? He was like, I was call in. I was like, what?
Well, yeah, we need to have you in so we can talk about your
Dude,
butthole.
That's so hilarious. That it would be like Tony's podcast is actually about complaining about people that just canceled on him.
Oh,
I know.
There's plenty of that. Believe me.
There was, but that is the podcast. Like, this guy was supposed to be here and he didn't show up.
That's the reach this show has. That a guy goes on a plane and recognizes a guy from this show.
Yeah.
From blowing you up. Well, it's funny. I did. I went back Sunday. I was at a. It's funny. I went to a bridal shower, or whatever. So I was all dressed up. I had a dress and shoes and stuff. And I was going home, and I was like, oh. So I pull in. I go, James, can you use me? I'm dressed up. And he's like, I've never had anybody use that, but okay.
That's
so I was. I got a spot, and Roach was on, and then Adam Ferrara. So that was like kind of the surprise. Adam Ferrara did a half hour. So
Nice.
they just had a quick.
Was that the night Richie Minervini was here?
Richie Minervini was in. I want to say he was on the Cape with Marla. Is that where he was?
She was
in a show with him.
No, he was here, and Joey Colo showed up too. To honor Richie, but maybe it was a different night.
Maybe I was Thursday, Sunday. I didn't work. I was supposed to work Saturday I was supposed to rehearse for Carlos Mencia.
Oh yeah.
And then my mom, whatever, it's my mom's 80th birthday, and I was supposed to just drop in at my sister's, and she was doing everything, and then weirdly, it sort of became my problem, and then I had
I just need to interject.
people for dinner, so I felt bad. I had to cancel.
You sound like you've put us on speaker because you're in the bathroom.
No, I'm walking out. No, I'm not in the bathroom. If I was in the bathroom, you're so jealous. No, I'm walking out because I told my friend Edie I would get her at 11:30 to go to the beach. So I walked into another room.
You are late. Carlos Mencia came in. He came in here last week and hung out with me and Don.
How was he?
He was a lot. He was actually really great. I was surprised. I didn't expect that. I didn't think he'd be nice, but he was very nice.
I was looking forward to it and having the thing, and because I had hosted Thursday, and then Angie's like, "Do you want to host Saturday?" So I forgot who was doing it on Friday, and I was like, of course I was. I'm like, yes. And then my mom was like, "I talked to your sister, and we're not going to do it at 2:00 because Rockwell Center's in the States, and they're going to a lacrosse game, and we figured you could just have it at your house." And I'm like, how can I have people over at my house at 5 and then host at 7? How can I make this happen?
By telling them all to come here.
Yeah.
I know, because then my aunt said, your mom doesn't have a lot of birthdays left in the... So...
Back 9 and all, yeah.
So that kind of...
Well, if that's the case, maybe you can get...
back 9 and birthday.
Make sure she leaves you her butthole in her will.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, I know the butthole stuff is fascinating.
You need to look into getting a cadaver butthole, is what I'm saying.
When I go for pelvic therapy, I'm going to bring in a GoPro to tell you guys what happened. But I just don't think it'll translate to stage.
Well, let us be the judge.
We just haven't found it yet. That's all. It definitely can.
I don't think men will find Lady Cooley stuff that they could sit through, because I think my vaginal mesh bitch.
Yeah. Hey, paging Dr. Freud. Paging Dr. Freud.
Some of my best stuff, and one of the guys watched it, and of the show, he's like, "Yeah, I was fine till that cheese grater in your vagina bit. Yeah, I don't really like it."
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, obviously not a fan of comedy. That guy.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Oh, well, I'll tell you off the air who that guy was, but anyway.
Oh, please do.
Oh, yes.
Please.
I don't know that. That's the podcast after the podcast.
Yeah, I've already had one. Well, the retrograde ejaculation. I'm going to tell Tony afterwards.
But I'll have to. The reason I couldn't come in is really because I wanted to tell you the truth. I'm in the Vatican. The Pope. I was on the list of comics.
That's on my list of things to talk about today.
More like you're in the Vatican.
Oh my
goodness. Yes, I am me, Colbert, Gaffigan, and
Jimmy Fallon,
Whoopi.
Chris Rock, Conan O'Brien, Tig Notaro, Stephen Colbert.
Yes, and Laura Patton. No, but so now that'll bring us back full circle. Keith Robinson, Different Strokes, unbelievable, and Monday at the premiere with some people called like I don't know, Amy Schumer. Ever hear of her? Chris Rock, Michael Che,
nice.
Voss.
Still no.
Norton. I don't know if you ever heard of those people.
How many of them did you sleep with?
Just Norton's wife. That's it.
Ah, cool.
Hot.
Very nice.
That's it. No, it was really good. It was actually kind of funny because he was sitting. Keith came out to thank. It was one of those private screen. It was really nice. I can't lie. It was probably one of the coolest things I've done in comedy so far. Adjacent, not on stage. And it was Keith is doing it. All of a sudden, Keith's saying, "Oh, thanks. I'm not going to watch because I don't want to watch. I don't like to watch myself. Watch people watch me or whatever." All of a sudden, he goes, "Teddy Smith."
Oh wow.
That was the one person he noticed. And then he goes,
"Cool.
Oh, Teddy, you still like those white women?" I was like, "Oh."
Hey, you are on your way to pick up your friend, right?
No, not yet. I came back and I started doing laundry.
11:30. Edie is flipping out right now.
You are.
I know, Edie. You know what? I should bring in Edie one day. You guys would love Edie.
Bring her in.
Yeah. Well, why you been waiting? Why you been hiding Edie on us?
All right. Well, I don't want to hijack your show anymore. I'm going to go to the beach.
Anymore.
I miss you guys. I will work on material. I'll come in. Maybe one day. It's kind of quiet. My new job. I mean, whatever. It's a whole story. But I'm looking for another one. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's quiet, so I can definitely come over and see you guys.
Kick ash.
Let's do it.
All right, boys. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And, enjoy the beach. Say hi to Edie.
Yeah.
I will. And what show can I promote?
And don't
August
blame
1st,
us.
Ladies of Laughter. Ladies of Laughter, Governors.
Send us a picture of you in a bikini.
Don't blame us.
Me in the bikini or me and the starfish. So
Do not-
either way, it's a lose-lose.
Do not tell.
No one's winning. There are no winners.
Don't tell Edie this is our fault. By the way.
Yeah.
No. I'll own it. Edie's always late too,
All right.
but Edie runs late too.
Likely
All right, love
story.
you guys.
Oh man.
See you, baby. Laura Patton checking in. Very nice.
Yay! Oh my God, my ears are so sweaty.
I know. Believe me, I go through this every day. Let me go back. Did I see Larry Russell commented?
Yes.
All right. So Carol says the Jinx was good. Is that a documentary?
Billy was telling me about, but Mike Ellison was telling me about this.
Okay.
It's about a guy who was killed his wife, or wanted to kill his wife, and everybody knew he wanted to, and then he did it and was able to get away with it, but then wasn't. I don't know, because he made the documentary. It sounds interesting though.
All right. And Larry Russell, where is it? I am at rehab right now, but I wanted to check in and say hi. Larry, it is really good to hear from you. Happy birthday, by the way. Larry's
happy birthday.
was the other day. Yesterday? Day before? But Larry, it is good to hear from you because, Larry's been having some medical issues.
Oof.
And it's been going on for several months. And Larry, the last 2 times I tried to call you to say hello and wish you well, I didn't reach you. So, and I hadn't heard any updates lately. So I hope you're doing well, pal.
Rock and roll.
And there's Fremder. Jim Norton's head looks like the sperm that never made it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
my
does.
Goodness. John Rusiello saying hi again. All right. Hi, John. Robert Durst, the Durst family of New York City. Sorry. And that's what? The Jinx?
Yes.
Oh, that's what Carol's talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
What do you got for me, baby?
Baby. All right. Well, yeah. Laura brought it up. The Pope. The Pope hosted an audience with. He brought in a bunch of.
I did say
you don't even know about this?
Yeah.
He's acknowledging the power, in the art of comedy, and what it contributes to an empathetic and sympathetic world. He hosted. Whoopi Goldberg, Jimmy Fallon, Chris Rock, Jim McGaffigan, Conan O'Brien, Tig Notaro, Stephen Colbert, amongst other comedians. It was over 100 comedians, but those are the American ones.
Do you know what this is?
That is the Pope with the
Jesus on a rubber cross.
On a rubber cross? Oh, my goodness.
80s joke alert.
And now you're choking to death.
Yes, give me cancer, please. If you had ball 1, you'd give me cancer.
God gave it to me. I beat it. I beat God.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Beat him off.
Oh. Pope Francis's audience of more than 100 entertainers to celebrate the beauty of human diversity and promote a message of peace, love, and solidarity. while promising to be a moment of meaningful intercultural dialogue and sharing of joy and hope. The Vatican's intention is to establish a link between the Catholic Church and the comedic artists. Pope Francis said that laughing at God is not blasphemy, lucky for you, as he met more than 100 comedians from around the world, encouraging them to use their powerful gift of humor to spread laughter in the midst of so much gloomy news.
Gloozy moody.
The pontiff, himself prone to the odd quip, invited comedians. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was there as well. It was his attempt to engage with a contemporary culture. Francis said he has prayed to God for 40 years and asked him for a good sense of humor before adding that it was not blasphemous to laugh at God in the same way we play and joke with the people we love. However, he warned the comics that humor can be used without offending the religious feelings of believers, especially the poor. Francis told comics they need to manage to make people smile while also dealing with problems large and small. You denounce abuses of power, you give voice to forgotten situations, you highlight abuses, you point out inappropriate behavior.
You make dick jokes.
Right, basically. But Irish comedians came under fire for their attendance in an opinion piece in the Irish News.
Yeah,
it seems grossly offensive at best that an organization which presided over and aided in the cover-up of systematic child abuse could have the audacity to suggest it is now time for some laughs.
Right.
Then, of course, another Irish entertainer who took a more defiant approach to a different pope, referring to Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
Shinehead.
Yes. No, Sinead, well, what a fucking amazing talent she was. And I remember I saw that live. I watched that live. The
Oh yeah, I did too. Yeah, I was watching at the time it happened. Yeah, and I just remember how quiet the studio got after she was done.
So Fremder just sent me that. Hilarious. I'm not putting that up.
No, but that's really funny.
Hilarious. Thank you, Fremder. You were missed by me at the very least.
Yeah, me too. I missed him, and I felt bad. He had a death in the family.
Oh, that's what it was? Sorry to hear about it.
Yeah, his grandfather died, yeah. Larry's birthday was June 10th. What's today? 14th?
The 14th.
All right, so was that Monday?
It's definitely within the tolerance, the plus or minus 5 days, I feel like.
Yes. So happy birthday, Larry, and get better soon.
Yeah,
and how long are you in rehab for? We definitely need to catch up and hear what's cooking with you. And either way, hope everything is
What's
well.
new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa! I just actually that is John Mulaney's best meal ever bit. Have you ever heard it?
I don't think so.
It's basically him talking about when he was 12. He and his buddy went to a diner that had the jukeboxes, and they put $7 worth of coins in and played What's New Pussycat.
I think I have heard that bit actually.
And then at one point they like the 7th or 8th song they played what's the other? It's Not Unusual.
Right.
And then it goes right back to What's New Pussycat. And it's Charlotte's favorite bit that because I've had her listen to Carlin. She loves Carlin. I've just on the Alexa. Like I just want to see if anybody's listening with speakers on, and then I just activate Hey Google or Hey Siri. Let's see if I activated anybody. Oh, I did it to mine. Look.
Oh yeah, somebody did that in here. Tom Kelly did that in here a few weeks ago. He was sitting in here with me and Don, and he was doing that.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Such a fucking banger, but yeah, hearing it more than like, well, that's it. The whole thing he does is like, it's not even that you realize that What's New Pussycat is playing a second time. You just think, wow, I didn't realize What's New Pussycat is a really long song.
Yes.
And then like the fourth time, either it's played 4 times or What's New Pussycat has been played twice, and it's a really long song. Like the whole bit. Google it. It's on YouTube. Hilarious.
The extended remix version.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this: do you have you? How do I word this? Would you ever justify a comedian walking off stage if they're being heckled or given a hard time?
Yeah. I don't like. I mean, each individual is like with their own approach and everything like that. I think if and it really the whole heckling thing is starting to become so much more of a
yes.
And I was just reading an article about it was the New York Times article that somebody posted. Maybe it was Allison Chadwick. Somebody posted it in the Long Island comedy scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Tina Spalding took screenshots so everybody could read it.
Right.
So I did read it because there's a paywall. And, I understand why it's happening, and I understand why it's popular because there is this... The whole drive of all of this social media stuff is a much more raw and direct... connection with other people, which what I think we're finding as a society is that we're not used to it enough. It is uncomfortable for older people, particularly because we have not lived in a world that's like that. And so, and it's true with like any sort of thing, but it's such a drastic swing in a different direction in such a short period of time.
Yes,
that it is very difficult to accept as a thing that's happening. So people are more emboldened now to say things in the crowd and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And like what I think they should be prepared for, like anybody who's listening who think they might, I go very dark if I have to deal with a heckler. Like I really go and I try to find something that is going to make them
that is probably
want
the
to
quickest
leave.
way to shut them down. Yeah.
And hard and fast, like
Right.
as hard and as fast as I possibly can. Like Tugboat Manny likes to tell this story about we were at a mic and we were getting heckled. Now it was the guys had just golfed all day, threw $20 in the jukeboxes at the Country Corner in Setauket.
Okay.
Throw $20 in the jukebox, and like half a song in, Billy Geyer's like, "Could you cut the jukebox? We're starting comedy open mic." So these guys kept saying "your mother" after everything a comedian would say.
Oh wow!
They'd say "your mother." I get there late, right, and they're like, "Oh yeah, these guys have been doing this," and Tugboat shuts them down. He does a great job. He's like the second or third comic up. The next comic gets up, who's no longer here. He's in Houston. Great guy, Dr. Brent. And Brent gets up there and is like, "Oh, you guys were saying your mother earlier." And like we were like, "Why did you invite them back in?"
Right.
Tugboat had shut them down, and then they really went after Billy the next time he went up, and Billy's like, "Fuck you!" Like he just like he got so angry, and I was angry for him. And then I think I'm next. And I get up there, and they start with the mother thing, and I'm like, "Yeah, your mother." And they're like, "Oh, my mother's dead." And I'm like, "Good." You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of dark. And then when I was like, I said, "Your sister," back to him, and he said, "Oh, she's dead too." And I go, "Yeah, she's never been a better lay."
Nice.
Things like this is what I'm going. And then afterwards, they were like, "Hey, you're welcome." They were fine with all the things that we said. I said,
Right.
One of the things I said to him when I finally snapped was, you guys look familiar. I think I recognize where I know you. You were the three guys blowing me out back. It's kind of dark in the parking lot, but you guys have talent with your mouths, with blowing guys. Like it was that kind of level of like, I
Right.
was so angry, and it was just saying as the angriest things that I could possibly get out. But so if you are going to fucking say something, you have to be ready that whatever is said back to you may not be a thing that you're cool with.
No, I'm referring to. Forgive me. I think I may have worded it wrong. I'm talking about the comedian walking off.
Well, that it bleeds into the reaction from the comedian may not be something that you expected or thought was a possibility.
Right.
Like so if somebody's going to walk off they may walk off. I mean, cuz what you feel like in the moment is that you're bombing. That's what it feels like, because this person is derailing this thing that you've been working on. And you know, who in their right mind would ever buy tickets to something to interrupt it? Like it is so anathema to.
But that's the thing. But younger people who are watching these clips on TikTok, they actually think that's what's supposed to happen.
Right.
They think that's what they're going to.
And that is the sort of that social media culture changing, wanting a direct visceral reaction from people. But be prepared. It may not go the way that you want it to go. Like, you may be asked to leave. You might be thrown out. You might be like really expertly, and listen, there are comedians who do it way better than I do it. Crowd work and dealing with hecklers is not in my wheelhouse. That is not what I'm strong on. But I've seen people who are, and you can see the people be like, why the fuck would he say? Like, they get upset.
Right.
And it's like, dude, what did you expect?
All right, so that was the beauty of the open mic then, because not only are you going to open mics to work on your material, but now you had a little extra thing where you can work on heckling.
So that is the silver linings and whatnot. No, I agree, and I know,
half
but
kidding.
It just is like, and now it's every time I see Tugboat Manny, he has to tell everybody about how I flipped out on these three guys. Like, every time. It's not even like, there was one time.
Yeah, right.
It was one time when I was with this guy. I'm like, oh, come on, man. I'm not definitely not proud of what happened. But so if somebody walks off, why is this is something that happened? I guess.
George Lopez ended his show 30 minutes early and walked out due to an overserved and unruly audience at Eagle Mountain Casino during a sold-out show last Friday. He contends that the audience was the problem. He's upset that the venue didn't shut people down. He feels that they let too many people drink. And the venue, Eagle Mountain Casino, is denying this. They're saying that they weren't that bad. And
well, of course they're going to say that.
Right.
I mean, there's no way. If not being there, there's no way of knowing unless there's video of it.
Right. Which, I don't know if there is. I haven't seen any.
I haven't heard it. Like, I know you said something about George Lopez earlier in the week. That's one of the things that I caught. You said something.
Oh, yeah, I did say I'm not really a big fan.
Right, yeah. Which you shouldn't be a fan of everybody, you know.
True.
That means you actually have no taste. That's anybody. I'm looking at you. Yes, you.
Fremder says he gets heckled Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
See, this is a perspective thing. You heckle Tony.
Yeah. Yeah, Fremder.
I mean, it's welcomed.
In all seriousness, I do love it.
No.
And Fremder's a good dude.
I think I've made it clear that I while not everything you throw out there is going to be a winner, there's enough winners to.
But I do feel it's become part of the show. Like the corny jokes, and we make fun of it. Like, that's become our thing. Carol, speaking of people I love, Carol says, Matt Rife wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for hecklers. Well, that's true. I find it annoying as a paying customer to see a comic do their craft. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's kind of up for debate a little bit, because I know there are plenty of people who love crowd work, but there are plenty of people like Carol who want to see.
Oh yeah, most of the people want to see the material. Most people want to go see material.
But do you think that's an age thing? Because that's what we're used to?
No, because there have been hecklers since Jump. What's happening now is that it's being perceived as an acceptable thing. But even then, those people always think that they're helping. They always think they're helping.
Yes, they do.
So it's always been, it's one of those things that's always been around, and we've always been verboten. It's just that because of the modern era, because of technology and social media and whatnot, and you know, I don't even understand, because I really don't put my clips up. People don't want to burn material by throwing it up online.
Right.
So they'll throw up crowd work, because that's never really repeatable.
Exactly.
So they'll throw that up to show, hey, how funny I am. But yes, there is that impression, and this is the power of social media, the power of our brains. When we see other people do something, anything, we then, it's like the scene from A Few Good Men, where
you can't handle the truth.
Well, not exactly that one, but where Kevin Bacon is the prosecutor, hands Noah Wiley the Gitmo guidebook, like, and says, "Show me where Code Red is listed." Oh, sir, it's on Code Red. Then Tom Cruise very coolly, it's a great moment in the movie where he grabs the book from Kevin Bacon as he walking.
As they're walking past,
and he goes, "Show me where the chow hall hours are." Oh, so you just, when it's chow time, you look where everybody is walking. That is, our brains are completely wired to do that. So when you are inundated with just all you're seeing is crowd work, particularly crowd work involving hecklers, you start thinking this is how it goes. You're not even actively thinking it. It's happening in the background.
Right, but all right, so with that in mind, I mean, I guess that's basically what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Because of that, because our brains are wired that way, has that become the thing that a younger crowd wants to see?
Well, see, and that was the impetus of the article, and I don't know, because I don't have enough. My shows usually don't involve younger people. Right. Generally speaking, I am probably one of the older people, if not the second oldest on a lineup.
Well, and that's what we're talking about. George Lopez, who's not, who's an older fella,
right?
So he's not used to it either.
Right. His perception is going to be the show I'm bombing. And so people bail when comedians bomb, it takes a particularly special dude and a special night to be able to power through the bomb to just perform your material.
Meanwhile, he may not have been bombing. He may have been doing just fine. And now, speaking of age, that's the most disturbing part of this to me. Okay? Here's George Lopez.
Sexy.
Look at him. Look at him. He looks great?
Yeah.
Yeah. How old do you think he is?
He's got to be 63, 64.
Did you read this?
No,
you have the talent, the ability to read upside down.
I make sure I don't read that. That guy looks like a 63, 64-year-old guy. How old is he?
He's 63. So I'm the exact opposite. I'm thinking he looks like 10 years older than he is.
No, he doesn't look 73.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm only 9 years younger than that. I'm kind of freaking out.
Are you kidding? I'm only 5 years younger than that?
Exactly. Well, and nobody saw you because we're showing the George Lopez picture. Ha ha.
It was on delay.
Yes. Let's see. Fremder, hecklers can be dealt with if the comedian can switch to instant roast mode. Well, yes, exactly.
Younger crowd, your friend, younger crowds need instant gratification. All crowds need instant. That's why you're there. Trust, dude, because there are just as many. There are just as many older hecklers as actually. I haven't seen a younger heckler. The only hecklers I've seen are people 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I haven't seen anybody who's in their 20s.
No, they're younger ones here. I've seen it.
I am sure there are. I'm not saying. I'm saying from what I've seen. So it's not like I'm accepting that. Yes, younger people are probably doing that, but don't for a second think that this hasn't been happening.
Oh, right, of course,
with older people.
Yeah, but I do think it's a younger crowd that's thinking this is the norm at a comedy show.
Well, and it's because of social media, and it's because younger comics are posting it. That's what I'm saying. It's not just younger crowds.
Yeah.
It is also younger comics and not wanting to feel like they're burning their material.
And there's John Rusciello saying it's very disrespectful to heckle any performer. Now, but again, I'm starting to wonder that it's an age thing, because that I agree with you. But again, I think a younger crowd who's on TikTok all day, seeing all these heckling videos, I think they think, who they didn't grow up with us. They just started going to comedy clubs within the past 5 years.
But see,
I think they're thinking that's the norm.
It's not necessarily the crowd's fault, though.
I'm not saying it is.
Is that I think there needs to be and listen, whatever you say about like comedy and the comedy scene can be easily fucking made into I'm an idiot and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I don't think it would hurt if comedians didn't post their heckling.
Absolutely.
Videos.
That Carlos Mencia said that. He was sitting right in that chair this past weekend. He sat with me and Don. That's right. And he sat with me and Don, and he said that.
It smells like Joe Rogan's boot. That was probably unfair.
It was, but it
I'm
was
sorry,
good.
Carlos. You
But
didn't
he
deserve
actually
that.
he actually said that. He said it's comedians' fault. We're the ones posting those videos. Yeah. And thank you, Greg Halverson. He agrees with me.
man.
He says George Lopez looks like he's in his late 60s. At least, I think the guy looks like a mess. And he's saying yes, the younger people have zero patience.
Everybody has zero. Like, have
Yeah, I
you
don't
driven
know.
lately on Long Island? It's been getting worse. Everybody I talk to talking about like that. We're all collectively. It is very easy being older to turn around and look at young people and go, "You're not doing things the way I used to do." But we're also doing those things.
Greg says if you can't capture a youthful crowd within the first 30, 60 seconds, you may have to work to get them back.
That's true with any crowd. Again, like dude, it's. I don't think it's anything new.
30 to 60 seconds, yeah?
Yeah. Well, here's where we talk about often things like likability. Like, I think Tom McGuire probably has like maxed out the likability. Good looking white kid.
Tom McGuire, I think, is going to be a famous comedian.
He's got
someday.
such a great like his angle on himself, on his angle on his material.
His videos are funny.
He is so fucking likable.
Yes.
Like, you want him to do well. So part of it's not just what you're saying, it's also how you're presenting yourself.
Yes.
And how you play into people's stereotypes and everything. And presentation, we talk about this
we have
often,
many times,
is your presentation is super important.
Uh-oh. All right. Get ready to get yelled at.
Right. I didn't shave today.
That's right.
And I don't have any product in my hair.
He didn't shave, and he didn't put product in his hair.
I totally forget Andy. We're not talking about Andy today. In
Oh.
fact, we
Will
are.
Daddy say I'm sexy, please? Daddy, am I sexy? Am I pretty, Daddy?
No, you're passable today, and good luck with your show tonight.
Thanks, bud.
And I totally disagree with you, Tony. It's not the comedian's fault. These young kids, all right, today that want to hackle, they want to look at who taught them right from wrong.
Right.
They-
All us
they-
older
they-
people.
Right. But that's why it's a comedian's fault, because they're the ones posting these videos, so it makes the young people think this is acceptable.
They're fueling it.
Well, yeah, but these kids, some of their older people, parents, whatever, should turn around and say, "Listen, when you pay to go in a venue and you look at a comedian, you don't have to like the comedian, you don't have to think he's funny, but you don't turn around and heckle him. You don't turn around and throw tomatoes at him."
But they're not sitting in the comedy club with the kid, and they're probably not sitting there watching the TikTok videos with the kid either. So they don't even know.
Well, listen.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I totally agree, but I'm thinking it's a generational thing.
Listen, you heckle your school teacher. You say something to your school teacher years ago. Well, in my world, when I went to parochial school, you got the shit kicked out of you. You know, but I don't know. It just irks me that these kids today have absolutely no respect. I don't know if you guys saw this. The other day, there was a muster. You know what a muster is a lineup of police officers that are in a detail.
Right.
And there's a supervisor, whether it be a sergeant or lieutenant, and he usually uses a bullhorn, and he's shouting out details and post. Well, there's an asshole kid with an iPhone going up and down the street calling them losers.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, listen, these cops in these days, and it's not cops, it's anybody. It could be Con Edison workers, could be firemen. They heckle firemen. They yell at firemen. I mean, there's no respect. And these kids need a kick in the fucking ass.
I agree 100. I agree 100%. But I do think there's a big difference between heckling a comedian and heckling a police officer.
Okay, yeah, you're right. All right, but and another thing, the venue, the security people in the venue and the venue itself should not allow that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Should not allow that. They should turn around and get out. You know, if they do it. Well, I paid money. Here's your fucking money back. Get out.
Yep.
Case closed.
Agreed.
All
And,
right?
and that does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a place like Governor's does a very good job of keeping that under wraps.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I never was in Governor's. I missed it, but I used to go to it never happened in the Improv. I used to be a frequent visitor in the Improv years ago. When Danny Aiello was a bouncer there before he became famous.
Right.
And Danny and I were, we were next door neighbors. But that never happened years ago. If you didn't like a comedian, you left. You left. You think of a comedy club or a venue like Elaine's, they would let that happen?
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Yeah.
You beat in the curb.
Yep.
Love you guys. Andy, good luck tonight.
Thanks,
all right.
man.
And I'll talk to you guys Monday.
Thank you, pal.
I hope you be well.
Yes. All right.
Be well.
You too, brother. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I like when John calls in. He's,
He's
funny, he's respectful, and
it's
still gets his opinions out.
I'm interested. Like, he does have a very interesting perspective.
True. Let's go back. Gina says Matt Rife turns his heckling situations into an entire comedy bit, not just put down responses. This is what makes him so good.
Well, that's what makes him good at crowd work. So that's like, it is. They are different things. Like it is not in the strict. Because trust me, I've been told I don't sometimes. I'm not really doing stand up with some of my bits, where the concept of stand up is your perspective on the world and bringing people and telling stories and jokes that illustrate you to the world. That's the art, right? So if you're doing crowd work, you're not actually doing, like, in a way, in a very visceral way, maybe you are doing it, but it is not what stand-up is intended. You're not going there for a crowd work. It's not called crowd work.
Right.
It's called stand-up comedy. Like,
some will say that the point is to make them laugh no matter how you do it, and I do agree with that to a certain extent. I also do feel, like I said a few minutes ago, people come to these clubs to see smart written bits. They don't mind some crowd work,
right?
Unless you're going to see somebody that's known for doing a crowd work show, like Paul Mercurio,
right?
Or the
guy who was here
just came through, and he was great in here
a few weeks ago. Yeah,
my apologies. Yeah, I'm blanking out.
It was like a Wednesday show.
Yeah,
which is weird here, by the way. That's why.
But he brought in almost 200 people that night. So, so he's doing, and that's the thing. That's exactly what I mean. You know, he's doing nothing but crowd work, but he's doing something right, because I think, to be exact, there was 180 people on a Wednesday night came to see him. So there is an audience for it.
And he has he has that likability.
Absolutely, he does.
Like, I was about to be derisive and say the ladies love him, but that is being derisive. But he has this likability that appeals to people,
right?
Whoever they may be, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he's able to generate these audiences and get the views and whatnot, and that's if you really have to churn out content. That's why I keep on sharing my 1877 Cars for Kids thing that I directed, edited, and
you edited that too?
I wrote that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Everything. I put the whole that from soup to nuts. I mean, I had to have people like you film yourself. It was times of COVID and whatnot.
Right.
So I still super appreciate that, because to me it adds to the documentary feel of the whole thing.
Right.
Like Doug Luby, you're awesome.
Doug Luby is great.
He's the only person who no, he wasn't the only person who laugh reacted. He was the first person to laugh reacted. And then my favorite joke in the whole thing that I wrote was, well, how would you spell it? And he wrote that in quotes as the comment for it. And I'm like, I love you, Doug.
Doug is great. So this whole time we're talking, take that. So this whole time you're talking, as you probably notice, I'm sitting here picking on my fingers, and there it is. Now I'm bleeding. So yeah, I'm an idiot. Let me tell you how much of an idiot I am.
Okay. Please do.
Oh, like you didn't
I
know.
love it when you admit to it.
Oh, I always admit to it.
Yes.
You can't deny it. Last week, we brought in, I had a bunch of screens in my house that needed replacing.
Okay, right.
Screens. Window screens.
See, I know, but saying that in the modern era is much more implies something else than screens.
Well, because
I know there's context.
What does that mean?
I know there's context clues. These are all screens. Like when people say screen time. Stop looking at your screens or whatever. So just
got it.
There was it took me a second to get the context of what you were
Window
talking
screens,
about.
right. And
No, you can't say Windows either.
You can't say window screen? Oh, you totally got me. There you go. How much of an idiot I am. So I couldn't replace the screens. I'm not really that much of a handy guy. I hate to admit that, but I'm not.
Or footy.
Exactly. I
love when they present that. Yes, please. That's yours. Yeah.
August 8th, I'm going up in the big room at Mark Hirschman's fundraiser.
Oh,
so
nice.
he's giving me
Yeah,
5
definitely
minutes,
something about not being handy and then being like, well, I don't know if you notice, I'm also not footy.
Yeah, I definitely got to work. Thank you.
Yeah.
Handy footy. So we hired a window company to come in and do and replace some screens.
Okay. I would also do this.
So they finish, and Lisa wasn't home at the time, and I didn't look that closely, to be honest with you. I just looked that they did it. I'm like, okay, I paid them. I gave them, I'm a big tipper, so I think I gave them like, I don't know, it was like $20 each, maybe even $30 each. Go, you guys, and they came late in the day because they were working all day. Go get yourself something to eat and drink. So Lisa comes home and she's looking. She's like, what happened here?
Yeah.
She's ready to kill me. I'm like, what do you mean? The job's done. It you know how like the screen is supposed to like butt up against the window. So if you're looking at the window, the screen goes past the window. You can see the top of it. So now there's space, in between.
Yeah.
So bugs are still getting in,
Yeah.
and she goes, what happened here? I'm like, what do you mean?
Right.
These are the.
Oh, this is the worst when the wife comes home and
Oh,
points
yes.
out
Oh,
It
yeah.
happens to me all the time. I don't have
Yes.
great attention to detail with things.
She
so.
goes, she goes, well, it wasn't like that before. I said, well, it must have been. I said, these are, if you look, like the colors match, even like the old, like, some spots, like
Right.
even matches.
Yeah. Look, the dirt lines
Right.
up. Yeah.
Because she was saying that they, put in different screens. I'm like, no, they fixed the screens. They replaced the screens. The job is done. Now, and it was two windows in the kitchen. We're both like this. She goes, I'm telling you, because it was not like this.
Her windows.
Yeah. She goes, it was not like this. And sure enough, bugs are getting into that space.
Right.
And she's like, what? She goes, we still can't open these windows. She goes, what did we pay for here? And I go, well, I'm telling you, the windows were like that. She goes, well, they're the window people. If these aren't the right screens, they should have told us. She goes, instead of replacing the screens, we would have bought the right ones.
Right.
She goes,
women and their logic.
Exactly.
Right.
Because, of course,
stop making sense.
I got nothing on that.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
like,
okay.
Okay.
We'll gotta fix it now.
So she's like, call them up.
Yeah.
And at this point, it was like 6 o'clock at night, in the evening. I'm like, I'm not calling them now. I'll call them tomorrow. 30 seconds later, I hear in the other room, yes, hi, you guys were just here the other day,
Could have told you that was going to
I'm like, oh, man. So made an appointment. They just came yesterday. So it was very strange because we make the appointment based on the time that I would be home.
Right.
Okay, no problem. I'm in my basement. I hear the doorbell ring. I go upstairs. It's the same guys that did the job. Hey, guys, come on in. The three of us walk to the kitchen, and I point it out. And the one guy goes, well, those are the screens that were there. All of a sudden, she's, yeah, but how are we supposed to know those are the right screens? Like, where'd you come from? I didn't even know she was home.
Wow.
And not only home, but, like, her shoes are off.
Yeah.
She's standing, like...
She's in her pajamas.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Like she looking like she just woke up. But I was like, I didn't hear her walk in. I didn't hear her walk into the... Like, she was just all of a sudden there, like...
Fucking ninja.
So I did. I turned. I was like, where'd you come from?
Right.
And she just, like, she's looking
Locked
right at
in.
them. Oh, totally
Yeah,
locked in. She goes, you guys are the experts. She goes, you guys should have told us these aren't the right screens. And so now I'm trying to be nice to these guys. I didn't want to, like,
Yeah,
have an
no,
issue.
no, no.
So I said, because they did. They just replaced the screens that they had.
Right.
I go, did you guys know it's the wrong screens? He goes, yeah. He goes, they are not the right screens. I go,
you could have told.
And so she's like, why didn't you tell us?
Because that happened to us with the one of our retaining walls in our
Right.
path. Yeah.
So
Just
then,
tell me.
Well, here's the thing. So these guys, they're Polish. We deal with both of them very nice guys, but one of them doesn't speak very good English at all.
Right.
And whenever they talk to each other, they're speaking Polish. And then the one guy was dealing with us more, So sure enough, they're kind of standing there, right? And they're just looking. They start speaking in Polish. So we're just standing there. They both go out back to get to each window, right?
I think it's pronounced polish, but go on.
That's clever. The guy who doesn't speak good English, he says something. He's looking at one window, the other guy's at the other window, and he says something. The other guy who we're dealing with, he starts to laugh.
Right.
And that's when it hit me. They put the wrong windows in at each window. So sure enough, I see them now
God.
take each screen out. They switch places, and they both fit perfectly. I'm like, and that's why I'm an idiot that I didn't think, let me just take the screen and put it in the other window and see if it fits.
No.
Yes.
Listen, that's. It's not like I'm assuming you did not have to pay for this visit.
Oh, of course.
And of course, they were probably like us dumb Polacks kind of thing.
Right.
But
I mean, yeah, they were there for a whole maybe 10 minutes. So
that's
no,
what I'm
they
saying.
weren't
Like
charging us.
these are actually positive interactions. Because I know I've been in things like this where not so much a setup for an 80s joke like this.
Right.
But where it is like, oh, there's just and they didn't notice initially, I didn't notice when they left, they had to come back, and now we're all having a good laugh about it.
Right.
I actually think that is a goodwill building moment because we only learn from our mistakes, really. So they now will be paying more attention the next time you will be paying more attention. That you now know this about your windows. It is actually a net 100% win for everybody involved.
You're absolutely right. It is an 80s sitcom. We should have just all we needed was a pre-recorded laugh track.
Right.
But I actually did this
like Lisa comes in, she just appears, woo, woo, and you're like, whoa.
And then we just need like the tagline at the end that we say at the end of every episode. And like Lisa would just look, oh, Tony, you did it again. And the freeze frame, and then you see,
aww, they hug.
Norman
You guys
Schlatter
hug.
Productions or
Yes,
whatever the guy
you hug.
is. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Aww.
But we actually did this a couple of months ago too. There's a comedian. His last name
The
is
exact same setup. The exact same thing
Almost.
happened a month ago.
A comedian Capel. I forget his first name.
Oh, Chris?
Chris Capel.
Oh, I love Chris.
He's a very funny comedian.
Long.
His brother.
Yeah,
Jim.
We've talked about this.
Oh,
you know him.
I know him. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's dating a girl I went to high school with, and he's a plumber. We needed some major plumbing work done. Probably last fall, maybe. I think it was like almost $2,000 worth of work.
Oh wow!
And he was great.
Oh right, I remember that, the leak.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now a month or two ago, in our bathroom, our downstairs bathroom, there was a piece that kept coming off, and it prevented the water from coming back into the tank.
Okay, yeah.
So
for the flapper.
Right.
Yeah.
So I see this piece, and nothing's broken. It just needs to be snapped back in.
Yeah.
So I was doing this almost pretty much every time somebody was in that bathroom. I had to go in and do that. I'm like, damn, this thing must be broken because I have to keep doing this.
Right.
So I called Jim Capel and I said, hey, when you have a moment, I said, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I said, but obviously it's not working, so I need you. I need your expertise. So he comes over, and I show him, and same thing. He's over for maybe 10 minutes because he's all right, you snapped it back in, right? I go, yeah. And I showed him. I snap it. He goes, oh, okay. He grabs it and just turns it. There's a little lip there. You just have to lock it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like there is, and I know you've heard me say this. Like we've become such a highly specialized, like things have become so complicated.
Oh yeah,
that we require people with a specialization.
Right.
Like we all think we can do the Matrix thing and like look up YouTube videos of things. But
that's exactly what I do.
But everybody does. Like this is the new normal. But really, truly, we've become so specialized. We need experts, and then we have to trust other people.
Right.
Which there are scumbags out there. So there are going to be times you get screwed over and whatnot. So this actually is root to like everything that's going on right now with politics and whatnot.
Yeah, sure.
We don't listen to each other. And everybody's like, it's like the people who fly the flag upside down, which, by the way, is incredibly offensive to somebody who's in the military. I'm just going to tell you right now, because are you in distress? And now here's where definitions mean something. Distress means
definitions mean something.
Right. It's sad that I have to say that.
Right.
If you are in need of ammo, food, relief, those things, you fly the flag upside down. Not because you want to make a point.
Right.
Well, it's like I'm in distress.
No, it's not.
You are not in distress. I don't
Right.
give a fuck who you think you are.
Yep.
You're not. You're not in physical danger
Right.
in that moment.
Right.
That's what that is for.
Yep.
So you want to be like slick and like, I put my flag upside down. I fly it upside down because I don't like other people. Like, you're an idiot. Like it really is like an offensive thing. Like, am I going to say something to you about it? No, because just you doing it, not having that baseline understanding, shows that I cannot talk to you about this.
Right.
And so what it is it's that old Irish blessing. I think I've told you this before. My grandparents had it hanging up.
Oh, yeah.
Where it says, may God inspire people to love us. And if he can't, may he turn their ankles. They turn their hearts to us. If they can't, could he turn their ankles so we'll know them by their limp? This is that situation again.
Right.
Where if you have an upside down flag and you're driving down the road, you're an asshole. And I now know you're an asshole.
What surprises me about that is how those are the same people that will shoot you if you're disrespecting the flag, like letting it touch the ground.
This is a disrespect of. It's not just it's a disrespect of. I think of all of the units that have actually had to fly the flag upside down, and the ones who didn't make it, because relief was not like it. It's just, if you give a shit about the military, you will not fly your flag upside down unless you are under attack and need immediate relief.
Well, it goes back to what John was saying when he called the lack of respect.
Yeah.
But it's not just young people in this sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because even the way people go after Biden and Trump.
No, that's what nobody's listening to anybody.
Well, right, but as recent as maybe 40 years ago, you would not get away with being so disrespectful to the president.
Right.
Regardless of who it is, regardless of what party you're part of,
True.
regardless if you agree with this president. There was a time you would not get away with being so disrespectful. Now, having said that, I am not, and I've said it here before, I'm not a Trump hater. I'm not one of those.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Not a big fan,
I
but
hear you.
not a hater. But I will say, and this goes for Biden too. He's done it too. The posts,
unfortunately, social media again kind of factors into this.
Right, but it's not. It's not the behavior our president should be exhibiting. It's not.
True.
It's not. They're kind of making it okay, which I personally think is a shame.
There has been an erosion, and you really can go back to Nixon and Kennedy, the first televised debate. The fact that and Nixon. There's a lot of things that could have been different if Nixon had understood that he should have makeup and insist on the air conditioning being at a certain level.
Right.
Because he looked sweaty, he looked disheveled, and it didn't matter what he was. That's that likability. That's that presentation. If you don't, let's go back 1960. If you don't get people's attention and get them on your side within the first 30 to 60 seconds, Greg's 100% right about that, and it's true with any kind of public presentation. If you don't have that likability, you don't have that likability.
Yeah. No, you're right. Okay.
And
I like how we went full circle.
It's going to work. Well, it's a callback.
Callback.
Callback is life. For life.
Callbacks always work.
Yes.
Always.
It's all about that callback life. We've been saying, me and Bill have been saying that to each other lately.
Let me read some comments here. From he wants to take a class. Yes, he's good with crowd work, but straight comedy without it, he has nothing. Okay. Gina, yes, agree, Andrew, but crowd work is his comedy show. I think that since he has become so popular with the kids, and they're thinking it is okay to do it.
He's
to
even
others.
said it. It's not his whole.
Yeah.
He even had in that New York Times article. Check out the New York Times article, Gina, because he talks about it. That he's not. It's not his whole act, and he's proud of his regular stand. Like he wants people to. He's just doing
Right.
it like it. And listen, you go with the flow. Like as a performer, I
right.
For you guys, that's like your bread and butter. Like you're going.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
You're reading the room, and you're recycling people's just the things they say, and
We're just
and the way they're
reacting.
acting.
We're just reacting. That's
exactly.
it. And but you're right. Without it, it's a whole different show. Joe Coy's new show, says Carol, is on Netflix. It's so good. Explains about the new generation being soft, and it's so funny because it's true. Fremder, Polish window installers. Stop right there.
That is hilarious.
I think Poland was the first country to invent non-bulletproof glass. Polish window installers never do 100% of their job because they're always giving 10% to the water they make. That's the other day when Kaplan was in here. I was telling him.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I figured you haven't been around much this week. So I was telling Kaplan he had a Poland spring water bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that was the last thing I heard.
Oh, okay.
Before I had to go
Yeah.
take care of my shit.
John Rosillo, good Andy. No, you are wrong. You as a former military man, you should say something to you have the right. Well,
I may have the
right. But
I
you don't
have the
to.
right, but
you have the right to not to. Also,
it is not. It is just going to bring more negativity into the world. I am not about doing that. I don't need to challenge people.
Right.
On everything, and I think this is true with everybody. We all just need to listen. I accept that that's how you feel, but it is.
Yes.
I wish that people would read the flag code.
Right.
Because there's a bunch of stuff like these guys flying these flags off their trucks that are all ripped up and stuff. It drives me
That's a huge no-no.
A wall. Like
and don't just throw it out either.
I am fine with you fly the flag. I am proud of my fucking country. I am proud of that flag, even with all the warts, with all of the things that are wrong.
Right.
I feel like we're always trying to work towards the betterment, and we're the only ones who have been doing consistently. And not as well as we should, but we've been doing it consistently for the longest period of time.
Right.
But that we listen to each other. I know those people are not going to listen because I've tried before. And it's not worth. And I see people's interaction.
I think a lot of us tried in the early days of social media get into our political fights. And
my high school,
embarrassed about it. Yeah.
My high school had to change their mascot.
Mm-hmm.
We were the Comstock Warriors.
Yeah, we were the Wanto Warriors. We had to change.
Had to change. The vote just came through. It's going to be the Comstock Spartans. So, and
why
my
can't
family
it just become the Comstock? Come on my faces.
Cum suckers.
Cum suckers.
That would be great. That was what I suggested. They actually the blue crabs was supposed to be and we were like, Comstock's got crabs. But
that's fantastic.
Yeah, but they got rid of it, and the kids let the kids have a vote, and I'm like, they shouldn't be allowed. It's taxpayers.
That's
taxpayers vote
right.
for this thing because these kids don't give a shit. They're here and gone. They're not going to care.
Right.
But anyway, it got to be Spartans, which originally when Comstock was first formed, when Port Jeff kicked everybody out back in the late '60s,
right?
Comstock was formed, and it was my junior high was the junior and senior high. And they were the John F. Kennedy Spartans, or the Comstock Spartans. So it's really actually kind of nice. It's a throwback to the beginning. But all these people are posting these things. One of them posts anonymously, of course.
Yeah, right.
And writes, nobody fought for this, so there's no real warriors in this town. And I'm like, so these people are trying to be like, well, no. He's trolling, like very obviously, but there are people trying to be reasonable and be like, listen, there's no fighting City Hall kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I wrote, because he's being a dick back to everybody. So I wrote, so fall on your sword, please.
Right.
And he's like, what did he say? Did you just threaten me is what he wrote. And I said, take that however you want, hero.
Very nice.
And he called me a coward, so I just laughed at that post. Then some other lady told me I was being nasty. Like, okay, obviously you don't agree with me, but you're not being a ref. You're trying to come across like you're a referee.
Right.
When you're not. You're on this guy's side. So call us both nasty, because he's the one who's saying that you're not a real warrior either. Then that's what he's saying.
Who's that eating that nasty fruit? Nasty boys.
Yeah. Nice one, dude. If we could have just like cut right there, that would have been awesome.
That would have been funny.
The West Coast, you know, the West Coast airing. We'll re-edit that so that
that totally reminds me, because we do have to go.
Yeah.
Because New Jersey Stench, formerly Hot Tag Takes with John Brecco, that's on at 1:00, so I need to set up. But I wanted to ask you, because you hit me with doing a bit on here.
Yes, yeah.
Which I would love to try. But also, I was also thinking, too, maybe for next week, from the second we start the show, and see how long we can go with it, everything we say, like every statement you make, it has to be done like in a rhyme. Doesn't have to be done like in a rap or
I've done stuff like this before. I'm not against it. This was we had a rhyming game that my football buddies and I actually used to play with each other. So
was it the same this?
No, it was almost like single words.
Oh, okay.
It would be like it's such a nice day. You don't have to pay.
Right.
And
Well, do you want to do it like that, where so everything, whatever you say, I have to rhyme it, and vice versa?
I think we could do that. I think probably because it is like it's not going to be particularly easy. I think maybe if we do it, and then now I want you to rhyme whatever I just said.
Right.
And we say, like, now, this thing.
Right,
You have
okay.
to rhyme this thing.
All right, let's do that.
Rather than because everyone will end up being like,
right.
Ba 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 ba. And it's like, but like if it's like, it was orange.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
See, now I'm scared. I'm sad I brought it up. And then I think they should have to, their comments should have to rhyme, too.
All right. Yeah, you have to rhyme your comments. I think he'd be able to do it.
I think so. Vicky says, great show, guys. Have a great weekend. You too, baby. Fremder, the people that do those stupid things are the same douchebags with the truck nuts in their rear. Get out of my lane, you dumb fucking idiot. Wow.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, by the way. Oh, thank you, Vicky.
You too.
Yeah, sure. To Beryl. Happy Father's Day to Beryl.
Him too.
Jeff Bosey, have a happy finishing inside your ladies' day.
That was 9 months ago.
Goodness, yeah. Fremder, get out of my lane, you flag it.
That's great.
Oh, wow.
That's great. I might ask you for that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Happy Father's Day to you, pal.
Yeah, you too, bud.
Happy Father's Day to all you guys. Have a great weekend. Today is Friday. Donversations tonight at 8:00. Don is talking to Papa Fresh and that other guy he raps with. Forgive me, I forget the name. Papa Fresh and somebody. And then that's it for the weekend. We are not doing Green Room Show. I have plans this weekend.
Nice.
And so does Don. So we're not.
Nice. What's his anniversary? Happy anniversary, Don.
Don's wedding anniversary was yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yep. Happy anniversary to him. But you can come to this club tonight and see Andy Plagainos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry McNeely show in the Giggle Room.
Papa Fresh and Deacon Blue. That's it.
Oh,
Papa
right.
Fresh and Deacon Blue.
Nice.
Yeah, where is it? Where do I have? Here we go. Terry McNeely, Andy Plagainos, Rob White, Greg Pfeiffer, Tom Esselman, Roy George, Joe DeVito, Colin Tyrell, just some of the comedians you'll see on the Governor stage this weekend. Last night, Anthony Rodia was here.
Oh, cool.
And, of course, his buddy Goomba Johnny. I was in here, and they came walking in, and then they walked right back out.
Oh, wow.
So I thought for a second we were gonna go on the air with them, but it didn't happen.
They wanted to look at their chairs.
Yes. They wanted to admire their chairs and make fun of my one leg, like they normally do. But Anthony Rodia and Johnny will be back here tonight, and then they're back here on Sunday. So if you want to take your father to a comedy show, take him to see Anthony Rodia, Governors. Govs.com, baby. And, of course, don't forget our pal Mike Keegan. Mike Keegan and Friends, June 21st. Hugh Van Well, Carla Okerson, Sheba Mason, and a bunch of other great comedians. And, of course, don't forget July 19th, Mike Bocetti and Friends. Greg and Rob, Tony Landolfi, Irene Bremis headlining. That's going to be a fun show.
Oh, wow. I'm really fucking I'm not good at this.
No, there were times you were spot on. Not that time, but don't forget August 8th. Mark David Hirschman. Let me see if I can. There we go. Maybe that's what it is. Mark David Hirschman, Thursday, August 8th, right here at Governor's Comedy Club, doing a stand-up for Epilepsy Night. I do believe Keegan's going to be a part of that. And I'm doing 5 minutes that night, too.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Don't forget Knockem Dead Comedy. Knockem Dead Comedy, September 27th. We're doing a murder mystery at the brokerage. The very next night, we'll be here in the Giggle Room doing a Triple X trivia game night. That's going to be a lot of fun. And December 21st, we're doing a murder mystery at McGuire's.
Oh, cool.
And also we have some other Gov's Comedy Club podcast presents, like I said, Mike Bacchetti and friends. We also have, we don't have a flyer yet, but October 5th, Claudia Sherman will be performing in the Giggle Room. That's a Governor's podcast produced show. As well as November 2nd, it looks like we're putting something together, too. We'll keep you updated on that. Whew. All right, that's a lot.
Yeah. That's good. It's good we have a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Have a great time tonight.
Yeah, you too.
I hope it's a great show, of course.
And then check my social media for other shows that are happening this weekend.
Oh, this weekend, too? Yeah, other shows. Oh, very nice. Excellent. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Okay, we'll see you
Even if you don't know it.
Yeah, right. Somebody you expect.
The #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what?
Good. Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and